This time on Woody's Garage, part 3 on the Broncco Minibike. Yeehaw.
Yeah, another damn issue. I had this clutch, and of course this is one with a built-in key, and the shaft, the keyway only goes that far, so, you know, Dremel time or something. Try to get that fixed. You know, it's the right size, this clutch, although I don't think it's the right chain either. So, 41 chain, because that's what this thing is. That's what the rear sprocket is. Well, here's a surprise. A max torque would actually work with a built-in key even. Yeah, that looks somewhat lined up too. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna play in this game again. But yeah, I think that'll work. I read a discussion the other day that about 410, 420, 41 chain is that 41 chain is like really terrible chain. It breaks really easy. I had no idea, and that they say to buy 420 instead, and it's a lot more durable and stuff. So if I get some chain, I guess it'll be 420, and either that, or for now I can take it off the RUP just to see if it lines up. Maybe we'll do that. Next issue. The rear brake is really tucked in there now, if the engine sits here. This is just one thing after another. Challenges. Already got another couple other mini bikes that are wicked challenges. Here's that Honda engine I got. Would that work? Maybe. I'll talk about the engine being lopsided. I mean, my God, if that's where it's got to sit, that's kind of screwy, isn't it? This was a key that somebody taped onto the shaft of this engine. I bought this engine like a year ago at the last swap meet. It's a good running engine. I've had it going. It purrs. Let's put the clutch on. Alright, I got a piece of twine on the drive line here. Here's my chain. I don't think it'll hold up under power, but give me an idea of like if it's gonna make it. It does look like there's room under here and there's room up here. As far as the alignment, no, I would not bolt the engine down with this on there, that's for sure. But it is fairly crooked. Yeah, here we go again, right? Been doing this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And that engine is way over there. Way over there. Hate it. You know, might be the gas tank making it look like, you know, it's too much, but well, I'm coming up with a wheel stop idea, and the best thing to do, I think there used to be a piece of metal that's stuck down from the frame, and what often happens is they break off over time. And my welding skills aren't that great, so I don't want to do that right now. I got a friend who does good welding, but he's busy and he also charges me good money. So he's not really a friend. But I'll show you what I got here. This is almost working. As you see, it'll work. I'd like to get a little more turning radius out of it. Right now, this side turns more than this side because it's stopping on a nut down here and the point is sticking out right now. So I'm gonna make it so that it's just the bolt that sticks out at the end and not the nut. Actually, I don't know if I can do that. Hang on. Anyway, this is what I'm trying to use for now. These were washers that were in one of those wooden spools that holds cables to hold the whole thing together. They're kind of thin, but they'll hold up with another washer on them. So they kind of, you know, fit in here as a cup rather nicely, although I want to go all the way up here. And I was just using these to kind of mock the thing up, but I think they might be good. Although I was thinking of making, you know, a metal bar here, metal bar there, but then they'll have a tendency to slide up and down. You know, these will kind of sit in place because of how concave they are. They might sit in place. But ideally, and I've pinched my finger on this damn thing like about 5 times, right in between there, is I want to get something that sits right there, you know? Basically, yeah, the best thing to do would be to weld something like right here. But like I said, my welding skills will probably snap off the first time it hits. So that's a basis of what I want to do. We'll see what I come up with. So now I just got 2 big washers, and it's still just hitting the nut. So I'm not getting the radius still that I want. Although it's a pretty solid setup. And this is better than smashing the tank every time you'd probably be frustrated with this. You know? Especially if you have to turn around quick. So I still gotta think. Okay, well, this is our fix for now. I was hoping to clear that nut right there. I was hoping to be able to sink it in a little bit by, you know, I keep cranking on this nut to bend this washer in there. I got one of these big goofy guys inside here now. But, you know, I think it's the best. It's going to stay in place. I hope. The radius still isn't as good as I would like. At least I won't be... Oh, look at that. Well, I don't think that's going to work out. That just fell right out of there. Okay. Another thing I was thinking with this is it's got this little cross member here. And I was thinking of bolting in a piece of metal that comes straight up here, holds this bolt in place, you know, V it up, and then put a washer here, and then put the bolt through. And then you'd have it working in 2 ways so it won't slide down like it just did. That's a riot. I thought that was totally tight. Okay. Okay, new plan. After watching Jonathan W. and Musty always make these templates out of cardboard, I decided it's probably a pretty good idea. So I want to make a plate that's going to utilize this hole and this part up here, and the plate's going to sit like this, except it's going to be cut out to be a triangular shape. Then I have a hole drilled right there and a hole drilled right here. Yeah, something like this would work. I'll make a notch there. That's like a cable holder, which is kind of cool for a mini bike to have something like that, isn't it? And then we'll have to drill a hole there and a hole up top. I gotta find material. I got some like diamond plate stuff. It's kind of hard to cut, but I'll see if I got some other metal. It can't be aluminum. You know, I have some aluminum too, but that'll just bend. So. Yeah, this is that diamond plate I was telling you about. This is fun to cut with a hacksaw. But hopefully we can get this with a hacksaw by holding it at a angle at about like this. But let's put some oil in those forks. What I measured was about 5 ounces or so. So that would be about 3 ounces per side, and I don't think we'd be going over with that. So we're going to use ATF. Let's do that. That'll be more fun than cutting this. Give me a break. Yeah, about 3 ounces ATF. Now it always sucks is if you have like a mishap doing this, you get like half of it in, then the funnel pops out or something like that. Certainly does happen, or it overflows. You know, it doesn't go in, whatever. So far we're good. That is a miracle. Okay, we'll do the other one. Yeah, I don't know if 3 ounces is too little, too what. I can't really remember what I put in my motorcycles, which are much larger, but I remember I'm always kind of surprised that it doesn't seem to be a lot. But I think I did my Honda 550 with 8 ounces each, or about 6 ounces each. Hey, no mishaps, a miracle. This is kind of my waste retrieval system. Like if I use a measuring cup, you put it in the funnel that you use, you also put into this. And then that residual oil I'll use for my oilers or something like that. So it works out pretty good. Less mess. Alright, that's what we got. A piece of, it's aluminum, it's not steel. But it's kind of beat up too. This was actually a skid plate on that Craftsman snowblower I mentioned, the covered up one that had that engine on it. So it's always good to save stuff like this. I mean, it's a nice piece of stock to use. Although, like I said, too bad it's scuffed up. But who cares, because it will do the trick. Now we got to mark out the drill holes. And they have to be precise. So that's next. Yeah, bottom one lines up good. But the top is going to be what I got to figure out. I got to figure out if I just want a bolt coming out of here to use, to sit in between there. Because it's now, now the game has changed a little bit. It's even more confusing. Oh, fuck. Alright. Alright, here's what we got. We found a nice big fat ass bolt that's going to fit through here. I think it'll be the perfect length. Oh, I just got hit in the eye with a handlebar. This bike's been wounding me like incredibly. It's a bad sign. Then we got this spacer, and then we'll put a washer, and then we'll put a nut, and this will do the work of the stop. I may end up grinding this down so that there's no threads to like catch anything or wear anything out. Let's see if this even fits. I think this may do it. I gotta have the nuts about like this so that it fits right up inside the V of the pipes. Like that, then it'll fit all the way up. This notch will fit right. And everything will be in alignment. And it looks like we have probably the maximum radius. I mean, that's not all that fat for sticking in between the fork stops. I mean, anything smaller is just going to kind of get mangled. So I got to be able to tighten this up good so that it doesn't move. Put a lock nut in it. A lock washer, and let's see what that looks like. So we actually had to file the edge of the washer in order to get it in there. That's how tight it is to the V, which is great, because there'll be no side to side at all with this thing. I also put some blue Loctite on the nut, and it should be plenty tight. You can see this cheap ass spacer starting to split, but it should hold up fine. I think that's good. Just got to cut off that excess there. And yeah, I think it's alright. Seems to be pretty solid. Little rubber bumper. A little bit of gas hose over it. Maybe keep things from getting chewed up for a little while till it falls off. Alright, the gas tank's on. You know, the more I look at this bike, the more I really like how it's built. It's really quality made. And just the way they have the gas cap, the gas tank on, it's rubber mounted with these conical washers. one on each side. Then I don't know if you can see in here, but it's kind of like a Honda 50. It has the rubber band that would hold down the back of the tank. And I'm sure there's like some rubber I could put inside so that it wouldn't make any noise at all, but that's pretty nice. Still missing a gas cap. But this is what we got with the swing. And that's not bad. That's good distance between the handlebars and the tank. Ain't gonna get smashed like that anymore. And I think I figured out why it's a little wishy-washy down here. Turning back and forth. You really can't see it, but there's definitely some play. Like it's, you know, I was thinking of making a fork brace through here. But I think what I'm seeing right here is these two are like too tight. That will not squeeze the pipe anymore. So I need to loosen these, open these up, and then get some kind of filer in between here and give it a little more room in here so that there's a little more, so I can pinch these a little bit better, because I don't think it's tight. I wonder if we'll have a problem putting gas in it. Petcock goes right out down to the gas cap. So I'm going to need a petcock for this gas tank, because this thing is missing it just has a hole on the side. There's no like nozzle coming out of it. That's been broken off. So I've seen a couple for sale on eBay for about 16 bucks that look exactly the same, but I'm not quite sure how to determine the thread size, etc., how like fine they are. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to use this engine or not. Obviously, I'd remove the gas tank if I got the gas tank up here functioning, and I still need a cap for it too. Anybody thinks they got an old auto cap that might fit this? Seems to have a stop there, but it's, I don't know. Let me see how wide it is. Just about 2.5 inches wide. Look at the blinkers. There's a cool ruler. God, I've had this thing forever.